Oh, hi, Mark. If you saw my rant about Halloween Ends, you probably know that I wanted to do a spoiler review because I didn't really get to rant about the things I wanted to rant about. And I was also way too in my feelings to be um talking about anything other than the things that I hated about the movie. And that was true. Couldn't I couldn't get out of my head long enough to give the movie really any props. I briefly mentioned uh, some things that were like, yeah, that was okay-ish, and then I just started going in about how much I hated the film. So, this review, I'm gonna go a little more in depth. I've finally calmed down a little bit. This is days after I saw the movie, almost a week. So, I am I'm a little more calm now. And I'm going to start off with the likes because there were things to like about this movie. All right. Now, that being said, as I've thought about this movie, I do like this movie even less. Um it's going to end up getting a lower score than I got the first time, which is freaking crazy. But uh yeah, I guess let's just get into the likes and I'll I'll get into the dislikes in due time. So, first up, the film looks good. You know, as far as cinematography goes, there are some shots that I like in the movie, even as kind of corny and cheesy as they are. Ones where Allison is riding on the back of the motorcycle and it has like that slow music playing and she's got like neon lights shining on her face. I kind of like that. Um, I think it's a nice looking shot, as well as I really enjoy all of the stuff with Michael in the sewer visually. I think it all looks really dark and ominous. So I think that's all great. I think the movie really does look good. You know, it's shot well, it's lit well. Um, Cinematography definitely is not this movie's problem. And then obviously this is something that I mentioned in the spoiler, or not the spoiler, but the rant. I mentioned the score of the film. It is good. Uh, I neglected to mention though in the movie that it's not as good. It's not as good as the first two movies. Um, it's just not like the first, especially not Halloween 2018, because like there are tracks from that movie that I'm like, oh yeah, that one's awesome. Like I wait for the point in that movie. Uh, the Shape Hunts Allison. Perfect example. That's an awesome track. It gets you pumped up. It's adrenaline uh, initializing. That doesn't even make any sense. That was way too fancy. It didn't need to be that damn fancy. But adrenaline pumping, I guess. The Shape Hunts Allison from the first Halloween movie. And I thought the whole soundtrack in the first Halloween movie was good. Halloween Kills, I never really listened to the soundtrack outside of watching the film, which I actually did do with Halloween 2018 because I thought it was just that good. This movie, I don't think I'll even be able to like if I ever go back and watch this movie, I'm not going to be like looking forward to to musical cues in the film. I'm not going to be looking forward to bits in the score that I think are awesome. I'm just going to be like, oh yeah, that part exists. That's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. Which is how I am with most movies. Like I don't object to most movie scores. Just, you know, they're all right. And then another thing that I like about this movie, which I also briefly touched on in the spoiler or in the rant. I keep wanting to call it a spoiler rant. Uh, but I briefly touched on it in the rant, is some of the closure that we get with Lori and Allison. I think it's really fucking cool that we see Laurie Strode. Not gonna lie, gave me the warm and fuzzies to see her kind of find a way forward. You know, she's out here living with her granddaughter, and she's kind of overcome her agoraphobia, and she's overcome her fear of the holiday, and she's gotten past her fear of the boogeyman. You know, she has found something that has given her peace, and I think she probably found it in her granddaughter. And I think that's perfectly within her character, because in the last two movies she was a super strong character. She was very strong, so I buy that she can overcome these things. It is a little sudden that she just kind of decides to overcome it all at once, especially after Michael's been out there doing God knows what all this time. I mean, granted, he hasn't come back. No one's heard from him, so maybe she thinks he's dead, or maybe she thinks he's doing exactly what he's doing in this movie, which is sitting wounded in a dark cave, because, well, not in a dark cave, in the sewers, because he can't do anything. He's too injured. But I'll get to that later. That's not a like for sure. And then, of course, Allison she's moved on with her life. She's trying to date. She's, you know, I buy these things. Now, I don't think they necessarily would have moved on this quick, as I said earlier. I think this probably should have been like a little part that happened at the end of the movie where everyone's happy, and I still would have loved to see it. I liked seeing these characters happy. It gave me the warm and fuzzies. It was kind of sappy, honestly, but it was sappy in a good way, in my opinion. You know, Laurie Strode walking around with a jack-o'-lantern, like, oh, it's tradition. Like, oh, you little cutie patootie pie old lady, but anyway. And now we're going to get into what I think is probably my last like about this movie, and that's some of the kills. Some of these kills are solid. The main one that I remember really liking was the blowtorch in the mouth. That is just brutal. It's brutal to think about, like, that just stream of flame shooting into the back of your throat. That would be horrifyingly painful. But it's also like a really dope kill. And then, of course, we have a head crush in here, which I'm conflicted about. And I'm conflicted about it because, like, Corey's just Corey. He's a guy in his early 20s, and, like, he's not Michael. He's not Michael. Not everyone should be able to crush a head with their foot. That's the thing that this movie gets most wrong. Like, some of the kills are good. Now I'm going to get into the dislikes because I can't hold back any longer. First of all, the opening kill in this film was almost comedic. And by almost comedic, I mean I burst out in the theater laughing, and everyone else in the theater thought I was a psychopath. All right? I don't know why, but I think it was a mixture of the performances and the editing. It was just so stupid. It's like the kid walks up the stairs and he's like, I'm gonna kill you. And then he busts open the door and he smacks the kid with the door and he just goes over the railing, lands splat on the ground. I don't know why, but I thought it was hilarious. Maybe it was because he was such a little shit. I was like, ha, get what you deserve, little motherfucker. But it was like really genuine laughter. It was, yeah, it wasn't the greatest. And I also, at that point, I started feeling like, this movie better not try to do something weird. Like it started right then, but I was like, no, keep an open mind. I'm sure it'll be fine. They wouldn't do anything like that. Just calm down. It's a Halloween movie. They're not gonna do anything stupid. How fucking dumb was I? And then we get into the movie, and for the longest time, it's barely a freaking slasher movie. It's like a relationship drama. It's like a relationship drama. This weird Bonnie and Clyde thing they have going on between Allison and Corey. And by the way, that felt super forced. Which this is another reason why I say that it feels like another script and they just took it and went, oh, let's make it the new Halloween movie. Like that's how it felt, because she didn't have any reason to be attracted to this guy. I didn't even buy her attraction. I really didn't. Andy Matichak is a good actress. She is. I think she's really good in these movies. But I I didn't buy it. Like, she didn't sell it, and the script certainly didn't. I'm not placing this all on Andy Matichak, because it's certainly not all her fault, but the script certainly didn't sell me this. What? I'm sorry, why are you attracted to him? Oh, you just are. It's just kind of a... Okay. Alright. Wait, why are you guys hopelessly in love now? Oh, that just happened overnight? Oh, sick. Yeah. No, that... Awesome. No, honestly, I think that's great writing. It's amazing writing. It feels so forced. It does, and it's not good in any way, shape, or form. That sucks, but they could have worked this storyline into like the movie at a lesser extent than they did. But them choosing to just go full blown, I'll just put my balls on the table here and see what everyone thinks about it. You done goofed, guys. That storyline is not what we came to see. And it didn't even feel like you wanted to make that the storyline. It just felt like you had a script in the back room and you were like, oh, yeah, this weird movie about a toxic romance. Oh my god, we can make this the new Halloween. And then you just ran with it. Now, on top of this, it doesn't even feel like a Halloween movie in the sense that the atmosphere was not there. Every Halloween movie, just about every Halloween movie, with the exception of maybe like Halloween Resurrection, felt like Halloween. And by that I mean like it felt like the holiday Halloween with all the dead leaves and all the trick-or-treaters and, you know, just all the fun little things that happen in the movie that you're like, oh, it's Halloween. All the jack-o'-lanterns and all that stuff. That's something I didn't mention in the likes part, because I forgot about that. The jack-o'-lantern thing in the beginning of the movie, that's cool. That's cool. Like how every Halloween movie, well, not every one, but in a lot of them, there's like a jack-o'-lantern sitting there, and the first one is sitting there. In Halloween 2018, it's like regaining form from a decomposed pumpkin. I thought that one actually gave me chills. I need to save that for my review of that movie because I'm actually thinking now I want to review Halloween 2018 because I want to go back and be like, oh yeah, this is a good Halloween movie. This is how you make a good one. But um yeah, I thought that was cool. I mean, it looked cool. And I'm sure it symbolized what was going on in the movie. And I don't know. I could have sacrificed a cool pumpkin changing sequence for, a better movie. But yeah, like the movie didn't really feel like Halloween. Hmm. That blows. And then, like I said, my biggest gripe with this movie, the thing I hate the most, is how disrespectful it is to the character of Michael Myers. That's crazy to me. You make this movie on a franchise built on Michael Myers with fans who go to see these movies for Michael Myers. Laurie Strode's a plus. Well, in the new movies, she is. In the old movies, unpopular opinion I'm going to express here. I think she was a pretty weak character in some of the older ones. Like in Halloween 1 and 2, I don't get the hype over her in those movies. I guess in H2O she was okay, but in these newer movies, she's like this really great character. So yeah, she's a plus, of course, because she's a badass. But you know who like the badass is that people go to see Halloween movies for? Michael Myers. Yeah, as it turns out, that's why Michael Myers was in all of your marketing. That's why you built up this fight between Michael Myers and Laurie Strode because you didn't want us to know what you were doing. And that's really gross, guys. That's really gross that you did that. Let's make super misleading marketing. Get all the stupid horror fans in there. And they'll sit down and they'll take their shitty Halloween movie and they'll like it. God damn it. Oh, spoiler alert, we didn't. We didn't, except for like select few of us. And I don't even get how they liked it. If you liked this movie, good on you, dude. Honestly, good on you. I'm not throwing shade at you. I hope you did enjoy this movie. Myself, I really hate this movie. I really do. The amount of disrespect thrown at Michael. He gets wrestled by a disturbed early 20-year-old. He just wrestles him and takes his mask from him. Like he plays a game of monkey in the middle with his mask, not literally, but he may as well have. He just played a game of monkey in the middle with Michael's mask and have him going, give me my mask back. Because it was really that stupid. You wrestle Michael Myers for his mask. By the way, another thing, why does he not kill Corey? I mean, I get why he doesn't kill Corey, obviously. Well, I see the potential for evil in this kid. I gotta corrupt him with my evil. Oh, fuck you, movie. Fuck you. Don't try that Halloween 4 Danielle Harris shit again. Don't do it. Don't do it. And you know what? They tried it in the end of Halloween 4. Guess what didn't happen in Halloween 5? Do you think there's a reason? I think there's probably a reason. I'll bet there's a reason that it didn't happen at Halloween 5, buddy. So I don't get that. I don't get why they tried that. But anyway, yeah, he just wrestles Michael's mask off of his face. Michael doesn't kill Corey right off the bat. He should have. 100% he should have. Or at the very least, he should have tried, and Corey could have escaped, and like tried warning everyone about Michael. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Michael should have been a major plot point in this film. And not only should he have been a major plot point, he should have been a major threat in this film. Oh, Oh, I almost forgot about this. I almost forgot about this. He and Corey are running around murdering people like a like an Avengers team up. Down, down, and Michael's stabbing people to the wall and head tilting, and the filmmakers just think that that's going to make up for every bad thing that happens in the movie. It didn't, by the way. In case you were wondering, it didn't make up for every bad thing that happened in the movie. But, like, that's so silly. Him teaming up with this stupid kid to kill people. He wouldn't be teaming up with this kid, he would be stabbing him in the jugular. Sorry, not sorry. That was one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life. Them going on a friggin' Avengers Assemble rampage with each other. Like they're just there's his old buddies going out killing. Yeah, I hated that scene. I hate the fact Michael didn't kill Corey. I hate the fact Michael was so weak, and I hate the fact that everyone is constantly. Pretty sure Corey even spits on him at one point. Maybe I'm misremembering that. But I think like after their altercation where he wrestles the mask from him, he spits on. I don't know. Disregard that. I might be speaking out of my ass there, but I thought I remembered that. He's like, "You're just a man," and then someone else says it later in the movie. "You're just a man" to Michael. Dude, in the last movie, he got shot like 93 times and beaten to what should have been to death. Like, seriously, he got his fingers blown off in that same night of the last movie. He survived a whole ass house fire, being locked in a basement in a whole ass house fire. Like, no, he's not just a man, and that's my biggest thing that I hate about this movie. Michael is not just a man; he is something more, and that's something that the rest of the Halloween movies kind of understood. They, at the very least, had this question of: is this character, this shape of a man, the shape of evil? Is he actually a man, or these movies refer to him in the credits as the shape? Is he just the shape? Is he just the shape of a man with nothing but evil inside? I have always looked at Michael Myers as the personification of evil. And to see this movie be like, "You're just a man. You're not the boogeyman." That's something that Laurie says to him at the end of the movie, too. "Oh, you're not the boogeyman. You're just a man. You suck." Like, she doesn't say you suck, but she does say you're not the boogeyman. It's like, dude, in 1978, he got shot 6 times and fell off a balcony. And he just got up and walked away. I mean, he got apprehended later that night, but he just got up and walked away. So the rest of the Halloween films always had this great dynamic of, is he a human being or is he evil incarnate? Which evil incarnate is the one I always leaned towards, because I thought that provided a really interesting dynamic to the whole franchise. Now, of course, the later Halloween movies, H4, I don't remember where the Cult of Thorns stuff begins. I want to say it's like 4 through 6. But those poo-poo on the idea of him just being pure evil or whatever. But I don't know. That's my favorite thing about Michael Myers. That's what makes him interesting to me. And in this movie, he gets the shit beat out of him. He gets thrown into a meat grinder, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with Michael dying. In this storyline, you see. Because just like Halloween 4, just like Halloween H2O pretends like Halloween 4 through 6 didn't happen. We can have another storyline, guys. We can do it. I don't want them to have a little Michael baby be born. Like, I've actually, not only on, in the comments of one of my last videos, I think that guy was joking. He said something about, he's like, and he'll be born with the mask on. Michael will come out of Allison with the mask on. Uh, and obviously that's hyperbole and it's a joke, but that is like a genuine, uh, theory of people, is that Michael's just going to be reborn out of Allison. And I think that's stupid. I think that's stupid. And I think it's horrible the way they disrespected Michael in this movie. So, anyway, guys, at the end of the day, I don't like this movie. Can you tell? And you would really be able to tell it if you watched my my initial rant, which was basically me just screaming the F word at a camera for 15 minutes about how much I fucking hate this movie. Uh, but you know what? I dislike it even more now, having thought about all the things that I dislike about this movie. I think I dislike it even more. I appreciate the things that I appreciate about it. That's not going to change. Those things are still good. But at the end of the day, this movie's a 3 out of 10. I can't give it any higher than that. I can't do it. I initially gave it a 4. I don't think it's even a 4. I think it's about a 3. I can't. Ugh. Icky. Halloween ends. Hasta luego, fellas.